Alright, how you doing? My name is John, and I'm going to be painting my 2003 Chevy S10. It's a pretty big paint job I got to do here. I mean, I'm not doing the whole thing, but I do have to do, well, when it adds up, at least one full side of the pickup, maybe a little more. I basically had some dents, and I pulled those out, and I put the Bondo over that, glaze putty, and then primer. And I actually ran a coat of paint over it a couple days ago, and some clear coat, but turns out basically I had some pretty bad raised lines from the tape I used. I used some masking tape, and turns out that was the wrong kind of tape. So I'm going to go ahead and correct that mistake I made, repaint it, and put some clear on, of course, afterwards. And I already sanded it down, actually. Let me go ahead and show you what it looks like here. So here it is. Not the best masking job. I mean, I know it looks kind of ghetto, but I do have everything masked off, as you can tell. All my lines are pretty good here. So I'm just going to go to about here on the door, and then go ahead and run down here. Go ahead and run along this door here. Got the Chevy S10 taped up there. The mirror, the windows taped. Door handles all taped up good. And then of course the bed liner here I got taped up. And I'm only going to be painting out to about right here on this. So, you know, right there you can see I've been sanding. I put the red primer on. So I don't know if the silver one is better. I usually see a lot of people putting on the silver primer. I don't know if that's, you know, a better one. I just used a rattle can for mine. Got the Chevy, or the LS symbol taped up too. Let me show you what the other side looks like. So on this side, I'm actually going to be doing this whole entire panel here on the rear. Got the light taped up. I actually am not going to paint the gas lid here, so I went ahead and taped that. And then I am going about this high where the back of the cab is here. And then I'm going to go ahead and paint down this side panel here where this other door is. It's a 4-door. I'm not going to do the driver's side door on this side of the truck, on the driver's side. I'm going to leave that alone. And I'm going to go ahead and do this whole front panel here. Well, actually I'm going to go to about here on the panel. So I may actually end up taping that as well, since I'm not going to do that whole thing. And then, yeah, so that's about it. Went ahead and masked that up today. Took me at least 2 hours to do. Didn't think it'd take that long, but I tried to mask everything off really good, so it took some time. And basically, I want to go ahead and start painting with my base paint now, since I already sanded it down good, washed it, and then I took some mineral spirit and cleaned it all off real good with the mineral spirit. Let me see if I can show you what I used here. Here it is. This stuff, odorless mineral spirit. Stuff seems to work pretty good getting grease and wax off the truck or any type of metal vehicle. And went ahead and got some paint. Let me show you the paint I'm using. Here we go. I got this Omni, O-M-N-I-A-U paint. Color's Olympic White. Got 1 quart of that. Probably won't use the whole quart. And then of course I got my reducer right here. And then my clear. Well, that's the activator. Here's the clear coat. Advantage clear coat, Euromax High Solids. So some Euromax. It's a 2.1 clear. So anyways, that's what I did. I went ahead and I already mixed my paint up, put it in my gun. Here's the gun I'm going to use. So, you know, it's a 6 CFM gravity spray gun. It says do not exceed 70 psi. I haven't even checked where my set that down there. I need to get a gun holder, because if I don't, that happens. There we go. I got my air compressor here. I'm actually renting this one. The one I have is a little bit too small. Let me see. There you go. So, do not exceed 70 psi. Looks like right now this thing is reading 100. So, we're going to let some air out of that. Let it go down, 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 down. And that should do it. Oh, there we go. Alright, so I'm at, well, on here it says 100 psi. And then on here it says about 80 now. So, you know, I'm not real familiar with these things. Let me see if I can show you right there. Kind of hard to see, not the best camera, but 100 psi. And then on here, well, you probably can't see it, but it says 80. And anyways, I think it'll be fine. Here's all my paint. My compressor that I bought, but I'm not going to keep it. It's only a 3-gallon tank, so that won't do much. I tried using that on my first paint job, and it would kick back on about every 10 seconds. It would have to kick back on and recharge, and I would lose air pressure from the gun, so that wasn't working. So went ahead and got a bigger tank. I think I need to get probably a 50-gallon tank at a 10 to 15 what's it called, CFM or something like that. Anyways, and 3 or 4 horsepower, probably at least 2. So I'm gonna try to look into one of those soon. But yeah, so here's the truck. You know, as I've said, I'm gonna go ahead and start painting it. Reason I'm making this video today is because this is my first paint job ever. I am not really, you know, a body man. I'd like to, you know, learn a lot about it, and you know, the reason I'm making this video is so you guys watching here can give me some advice, give me some tips. You know, maybe some of you have been painting for years, or at least probably longer than me, and you know, you guys can give me some advice, tell me what I shouldn't do, what I should have done, so on and so forth. So next time I can, you know, do a better job on my next car that I go ahead and decide to videotape. So yeah, don't be afraid to leave comments. Tell me, you know, anything you want to tell me, you know. Don't be afraid to say it. So, you know, if you think I'm a dumbass and I, you know, need to go to school before I do this, then tell me. But, you know, honestly, there's so many videos on YouTube to show you how to do this stuff, and it's like, I don't know, not that hard to me. So I'm going to go ahead and do it, you know, without any training, just watching YouTube videos and so on and so forth. So anyways, I'm going to set this camera up so you guys can watch me. It's not a great camera, so I'm not going to be able to get the whole pickup probably. But I'm going to start on this side of the truck.